Well, this is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and I just want you to go through a process with me. And, of course, this is in front of you is the Buck Nighthawk, full-size knife. And I wanted to like the knife. I wanted to like the whole concept. Tops knives, you know, they have a history. Buck has a history. But I honestly don't believe that the knife in front of you is good value. It may be a very durable knife, it may be this, that, or the other, but there's some things that I just don't like about it. And I'll just go through that a little bit. Well, the knife itself is a really well-designed knife. The handle is very strong. We've seen people beat the hell out of these things and do a tremendous number, just beat the hell out of them. Of course, this is the new Buck Tops collaboration Nighthawk, made in the USA, like all that. It's got an auction bottle tool. I don't really know how I would use that. The holes I actually probably would use. I've used these little things all the time, but what I mainly use them for is I'll take a piece of wire in it, bend it over, make a hook. You know, it's just little stuff like that. It's handy for grabbing stuff out of fires, this, there, the other, if I have a small piece of wire, or if I want to, make a hook for pulling the hair out of the drain. You can use a hole, or you can use a pair of pliers. You can do this, there, the other. I at least see an application for it. The auction bottle tool, I don't. The coating on the blade is an oxide coating, which is really good. I mean, we've had those coatings for forever. It's got a really good 90-degree spine right here along the back. It will strike a ferro rod, just perfect. I'll give you an example of that. Okay, there we go. Did a really good job. So, all these things, The knife itself, if it was just the knife, it'd be a great setup. The problem is I don't like the sheath. And I'm going to go through a few things that I really don't like about the sheath and things that I do like about the sheath. I like the fact that the tool pouch actually has a clip on it. Because if you're in, environments that are something other than the middle of a damn desert, clips work because you're going to get brush, you're going to get stuff in there, and it's adjustable. Has Velcro there for the adjustment, this, there, the other. Has a good, it has, elastic there. The sheath itself is made out of a really big weave of Cordura, which is not a good thing. If you ever noticed in your sheets in your bed, you want a smaller weave because it tends to be more durable. It tends to be this, there, or the other. Flip over the back, it's got MOLLE accessibility. It's got some ability to do different things here. Now, let's start to get into things I don't like. One, if I was going to put Velcro on this to actually close it, I would have some Velcro that was full width. I don't believe that is as good a design as full width hook and loop Velcro. Number one. Two, also, there's no snap. Snaps are good, especially when you get crap in your Velcro, this, there, the other, or let's say the Velcro starts to wear out. But I just don't like not having full-length Velcro here. It's just a problem, okay? I don't, it may never be a problem for you, but it's just in extreme situations, which supposedly this knife is designed for, that's not a good setup. Okay, let's put the knife in here. We're going to put it in the sheath. And of course, this knife is floppity, floppity, floppity. A lot of people have talked about that on videos, talked about this, there, or the other. Do I take their information into account? No, I want to have it in front of me before I send it back. Even when you have it, in there, it makes a little bit of noise. snap retention is, you know, perfect on this thing. I would like it to be adjustable, but it's not adjustable, but it works, you know. Now, there's my kind of overview of the buck. You know, if it wasn't for the sheath, it would be a great knife. Unfortunately, this sheath in the one that I've got is not. It's a non-starter for me. How about that? On top of that, I'll talk to you about some other things. When I'm reviewing knives or when I'm looking at something, I have to review the entire package. I have to look at it because that's where your money's going. Well, you know, we could take the Nighthawk out and throw away the sheath and get another sheath. Or we could make our own sheath. Or we could do this, that, or the other. But we paid for that sheath, okay? You probably paid top dollar for it. This is a BK 16. I haven't reviewed this, you know, on film. I did the 15. Nope, this is the 15. Oh, buddy, 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 row. Let me talk about it real quick. When I'm reviewing these things, they get swapped around, switched around, this, that, or the other, and I'm not going to go back and redo my review of that other knife. This is the BK 16 in its sheath. Now, here's the problem I have. Great sheath, has full Velcro, has a snap. Man, we're rocking and rolling. Good, easy, you know. It doesn't come apart like this one here. You know, it just doesn't seem to want to. I'm already starting to pull that out, and it just bothers me. You know, good wide Velcro there. You know, nice pocket design. Everything's good, man. And I like Becker's design. I like K-Bar's ability to do things. K-Bar. But, and the knife, you know, great design. But I can't have a damn sheath that comes just easily undone, okay? Top one will just work perfect. The bottom one, I can easily, and it's not the fact that there's more material there, it's the fact that it just really, hear the positive snap? Okay. There's just nothing there. Now I have another sample of that. Let's put the BK 15 in it. Come over. Positive snap. Positive snap. And I'm being more aggressive with these than I was that one. So we've got a good setup. This is a little bit different manufacturer. The color on the nylon's a little bit different. So what? It's just a different run, different die lot. But you've got to understand whenever you're evaluating a product that you have to evaluate the entire product. You have to get it in your hand. You actually have to use it. So, needless to say, you know, this is going back because I can't use it if you know, that may sound picky to you, but it's just the way it is, and it's the way you have to hold people, and you hold people accountable. Now, we've got those knives. Don't go, you know, the Nighthawk is really a non-starter for me. This BK is a great knife, great sheath, but has a manufacturing defect. The Nighthawk has a design defect. Those two are totally different things. Would I reorder this BK? You know, this, yeah. Because K-Bar and Becker Knife and Tool, you know, they just goofed up. Here's another knife that everybody talks about on YouTube and hell forums and this, that, or the other. And this is the Glock tool. This thing's 20, 30 bucks, I don't know. This is not the version that has the saw on the back of it because I didn't want anything like that. I wanted the blade to be solid thickness all the way, as much as I possibly can, for batoning, for anything else, okay? Here's my problem with this knife. The design's good in the hand, lightweight, but the blade on this thing was absolutely atrocious. And I'm not talking about the finish, because who gives a shit, you know, honestly. But, you know, and I don't think I'll be able to get the camera to pick this up, but this blade right up here, I still haven't been able to get the two sides of the grind to match up. I mean, there's still a flat spot right there in that blade. The amount of hours and the amount of time that I've put in on this knife makes this knife a non-starter, because your time and your effort all has a value to it. It has a cost. It's called an opportunity cost in most parts of, you know, manufacturing, the world, this, that, or the other. And you've just got to understand that. Yeah, it's a $30 knife, and yeah, it may be indestructible, and yeah, it may be this and it may be that, but gee many Christmas, I've had to use a diamond hone from Spyderco and work on it for at least an hour with a diamond file to get it even close, and I still haven't got there yet. Yeah, did I slightly reprofile the blade? Yeah, but that still doesn't account for that flat spot up here. And there was much more of a flat spot. It was almost the entire front of the knife. So when you're looking at a knife, I hate to sit there and say it, you might ought to want to take a loop with you. This is a little Bosch & Lomb 4-power loop. 4 times magnification. You know, it will get you a lot of... It will give you enough field of view and keep the knife far enough away from your face where you can sit there and evaluate it. Anyway, this is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and this is my rant about knives. So these two knives have manufacturing defects. The Glock, because it's just, you know, it's a Glock, I'm going to fix, I'm going to work on. Of course, this knife's going back. And the Tops Buck, I can't honestly sit there and recommend that knife and tell you that you need to you know, purchase that, think about it, or anything else. It's I want to. It's made in America. It's Buck, and it's the Nighthawk, and this is supposedly the bigger, better, greater, grander, whatever. But I hate to sit there and say it. I almost like the old version better, because it was cheap, much cheaper than this, and it was just a whole lot better. You know, it came with a cheap sheath. You had to, you know, do something else about it if you could do something else about it. But, you know, you didn't have a buttload of money in it, so it didn't really matter, you know. Anyway, this is Guns, Knives, and Watches. These are my knife rants for the day. Just evaluate all your gear. Spend some time with it. You know, the thing that gets on my nerves are people who buy gear and don't use it. And I know I try to bring pristine gear in front of the camera because it just looks better on camera. I mean, I hate getting something that damn doesn't look right on camera. And I'm not the best camera operator, but I want you to see what you're buying. The ones I beat the hell out of, if I think that they exhibit a flaw or a defect or something, I'll bring it in front of the camera and show you this. Well, this is the finish. This is that. This is the, you know, da 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 da. That's wrong with this. But anyway, this is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and spend some time with your gear. Have a good one.